imagine spending the night at Old Salisbury Hall in England. As the clock strikes midnight, the air is thick with anticipation. Each footstep echoes like a ghostly whisper. You feel a shiver crawl down your spine, and as if icy fingers are tracing your every move. Meet Nell Gwyn, the luminous mistress of King Charles II, whose radiant beauty concealed a shadowy secret. For centuries, those who dare delve into her past are met with unexplainable chills and ghostly encounters. What dark truths does her spirit guard, and why does she continue to wander the dim alleys of London? Okay, now picture this. The sweet scent of gardenias mingled with coconut cream and peach skin, an aroma that lingers. Cornwallis-West, the stepfather of Sir Winston, he encountered the spectral scent in the Grand Hall of Salisbury Hall in the UK. He saw a woman with eyes as piercing as the moonlight and hair like just molten flames gliding down the stairs and traced for her beat. He glanced away, only to find her just vanished through a weathered oaken door by the fireplace. Now imagine the shock and the confusion he must have felt. I mean, have you ever doubted your own senses in a moment of fear? This apparition was Eleanor, or Nell Gwyn, born February 2nd, 1650. She was King Charles II's treasured mistress and a celebrated actress, and her spirit, it is said, haunts the halls of Salisbury Hall, forever yearning for what was lost. I mean, can you imagine the sorrow of longing for something that you can never have? So Nell Gwyn's life was a tapestry of contrasts, right? So she was raised in a brothel, and she dreamt of the stage's bright lights from a very tender age. Rising from obscurity, she mesmerized King Charles II, becoming his adored mistress. Now, their love story was a whispered legend, and Nell an adored figure in the royal court. Now think of the dreams that you hold dear and lengths that you would go to achieve them. Well, Nell did the same in a world that often pushed her to the margins. After King Charles II's final breath, Nell's world unraveled, and she slipped into the shadows of history in 1687. Yet, her tale didn't end. Ghostly whispers and eerie encounters at Salisbury Hall and 69th Dean Street, where Nell once dwelled, continued to both mesmerize and terrify. Now, could her restless spirit still be seeking answers? Imagine the pain of losing everything you've ever known. I mean, how would you cope with such a loss? In 1964, a showgirl named Sabrina found herself trapped in Nell Gwyn's old home, which now, in the 60s, it was a burlesque club, but she heard phantom voices and footsteps just echoing through the night. And in her terror, she nearly leaped from a window. I mean, salvation came with the fire department's timely arrival, pulling her from the spectral grip. But, I mean, have you ever felt trapped by fear, desperate for a way out? Jimmy Jacobs, the club owner, faced his own nightmarish vision, okay? One night, he heard the elevator ascend unbidden and saw a figure, spectral and fragrant, gliding towards him. Now, was this mystical visitor Nell Gwyn herself? Imagine standing in the dark, feeling an inexplainable presence approaching you. I mean, how would you react? Noted parapsychologist Hans Holzer, who probed the supernatural with mediums, he delved into the mysteries of the 69th Street, and his medium, Mr. Hearn, sensed the tortured presence of a woman bound by shame, her sorrow, and her spirit stained by her lover's untimely end at the hands of royal jealousy. I mean, can you empathize with the heartbreak of losing someone you love to forces beyond your control? Hans learned from the medium's visions that a woman felt culpable for her beloved's death, and her lover John, slain by the king's men, driven by envy, tasked with safeguarding Nell. John fell into her embrace, yet someone fueled by the king's edict ended John's life in an act of jealousy. Nell and John, their love poised by eternal union, how separated by grief and demise. Have you ever felt the sharp sting of jealousy or the heartbreak of a love lost too soon? Nell Gwyn's haunting tale, it really captures my imagination. I mean, like no other. It's a tragic dance of love, envy, and despair, and set against the specter of an eternally haunted history. Gwyn's legacy lingers, stitched into the very fabric of our haunted past. Her haunting whispers and ghostly echoes remind us that some stories never truly end. They simply just linger in the shadows. I mean, just as Nell's spirit lingers, so too do our own memories and emotions. Thank you for journeying through the haunted tales of history. Once again, now remember, every shadow has a story. Every whisper a secret. Subscribe for more mysteries that time itself couldn't bury. And as you reflect on Nell's tale, think about the loves and losses that shape your own story. Have a good week.